Be with us. Be with us, Lord Jesus, as you were with your disciples, and make yourself known to us in the breaking of bread. Amen. I was struck by one of the lines in the second letter to Timothy this morning. Remind them of this, the writer said, and warn them before God that they are to avoid wrangling over words, which does no good, but only ruins those who are listening. So with that in mind, I decided not to preach this morning. No, I'm serious. I'm not going to preach this morning. What we are going to do, what I'm inviting you to do this morning, is to have an imaginative encounter with Jesus from our gospel story today. Those of you who received the Wednesday email and actually read it will be familiar with what I'm going to talk about this morning. I've been working my way through this fascinating book by a theologian and psychologist called David Benner. And in his book, he's written a number of books. The one I'm working through now it's called The Sacred Journey to Self-Discovery, which I probably wouldn't have picked up the book had it not been recommended to me. It sounds rather narcissistic, self-discovery. Oh my gosh, self-actualization, self-help, all that. But actually, it is a sacred journey, and it's a spiritual journey. The journey to discover our true selves in relationship with God. Because our true selves, we can only discover our true selves, our true identity, our true humanity in relationship to God, who is our creator after all. Of course, one of the dilemmas is how do we, if our self-discovery is linked to our discovery of God, how can we discover God? How can we know God, who is, after all, the creator of the entire universe? Isn't God unknowable? Well, that's where Jesus comes in. That is where Jesus comes in, because Jesus is the face of God. Jesus is God's presence here on earth. And so Benner suggests, and I think he's right, that getting to know Jesus more is a window into getting to know God more deeply, into understanding, not intellectually, but emotionally, what God's heart is and where God's love is. How does God show up in the world? What are God's concerns? How does God feel about us? And I know those metaphors don't really make sense when we're talking of an omnipotent God, but anyway. And the best way to understand Jesus is through the Gospels, because there we have stories. So, what we're going to do this morning is, I'm going to reread the Gospel, and then we're going to take a journey of imagination back to that moment, that place with Jesus and the disciples and the women, followers and the lepers, and see what we discover, see what we feel. You all up for that? Yeah? You sure? Maybe? Okay, good. Thumbs up. Excellent. So, first of all, I invite you to make yourself comfortable. Just get comfortable in your seat. And then I invite you to just close your eyes. Close your eyes. And there's no right or wrong to this. This is not a Bible study. So we're not really interested in the original Greek or the context. This is a moment for us to meet Jesus in the story. So keep your eyes closed, be comfortable, and become aware of God's presence in your body, in the people around you, in this beautiful space, even in the pew or chair which is cradling you right now. God's presence. On the way to Jerusalem, Jesus was going through the region between Samaria and Galilee. As he entered a village, 10 lepers approached him. Keeping their distance, they called out, saying, "Jesus, Master, have mercy on us." When he saw them, he said to them, "Go and show yourselves to the priests." And as they went, they were made clean. Then one of them, when he saw that he was healed, turned back, praising God with a loud voice. He prostrated himself at Jesus' feet and thanked him, and he was a Samaritan. Then Jesus asked, "Were not 10 made clean? But the other 9, where are they? Was none of them found to return and give praise to God except this foreigner?" Then Jesus said to him, "Get up and go on your way. Your faith has made you well." So, in your mind's eye, there's Jesus, there are the women, the disciples, all the people. He's been on the road and he's approaching a village. What can you see? Keep your eyes focused on Jesus, on his face, on his body. Is he walking ahead with great purpose? Is he just part of the group talking? Is he relaxed? And as everybody approaches the village, so 10 lepers come out of the countryside. Everybody stops. Jesus stops. The followers stop. The lepers stop off at a distance. Now, as the lepers speak, try to keep your focus on Jesus and be aware of his face, his facial features, his body language. The lepers say, "Jesus, Master, have mercy on us." What does Jesus look like? What's the expression on his face in that moment? And Jesus says to them, "Go and show yourselves to the priests." What's Jesus' tone of voice as he speaks? Does he gesture? And the lepers go. And the group begins to walk again, approaching the village. All of a sudden, one of them runs back. His clothes are still the same. Clearly, he is changed. He's different. He's healed. And he throws himself at Jesus' feet and says, "Thank you, thank you, thank you, Lord." What does Jesus look like now? This man kneeling at Jesus' feet, maybe touching his feet, kissing his feet. What's Jesus' body language now? What's the look on his face? Jesus kneels down to be at eye level and lifts him up back to his feet. How does he do that? What's the look on Jesus' face? And then Jesus says, and be really watch Jesus' face as he says these words. Were not 10 made clean? But the other 9, where are they? Was none of them found to return and give praise to God, except this foreigner? And then he said to the Samaritan, "Go on your way. Your faith has made you well. Okay. So you can open your eyes again and come back. Maybe that was really easy for you, maybe it was hard. What I'd like you to do, we have 2 minutes to do this. I'd like you to turn to somebody next to you, and just for a minute each, say how that was. What did you hear? What did you see? What did you experience? What did you feel? No doctrine, no dogma, no trying to figure out what the lesson was. This is not about learning from the gospel. This is about meeting Jesus. What did you see? What Jesus did you see? Okay. I've spent my entire adult life studying the Bible. So I think I know a fair bit about the Bible and about God. But I've come to the point in my life where I don't really want or need to know more about God. I want to know God. And that's what this is about. That's what this is about. And I encourage you, so here's the homework this week. Try doing this little exercise. Will not take more than 10 minutes. Try doing this little exercise every day from now until next Sunday, and then we can compare notes. And you can use your forward day by day, the little lectionary, or just choose your favorite Jesus stories and do one each day, no more than 10 minutes. Someone at the 8 o'clock service was saying, the hardest and most challenging journey is the 12 or so inches from here, my head, here to my heart. That is the most difficult journey. It's kind of the shortest space I can travel, and yet it's the longest journey. God longs for us to know God, to know God's heart, to know God's love, to know God's presence in our lives. And it is so easy to hide. I'm talking about myself. It is so easy to hide behind the knowledge and the intellectual pursuit. But really what this is about, the work of the heart. So you're up for the homework this week? Are you up for the homework this week? Maybe? No? Yes? 1 thumbs up, 2? Yes? Thumbs up? Yeah? I'm going to be checking. I am going to be checking. I'm going to be, of course there may be no one in church next week. The dog ate the homework. No. This is an invitation. This is an invitation. God loves us more than we know. And God longs to be known to each and every one of us. 10 minutes. 10 minutes.